Hello, everyone. It is good to be with you on this Thursday, March 10th. Um, I actually forgot to change the banners. Let me do that. I didn't even realize it. So I'm going to change it to She Writes for Him conference. There we go. Look at us. This is our She Writes for Him live for greater things, trusting God with your calling. And today we're going to have our special guest with us, Lori Roeleveld. And I'm excited to have her and just let her tell a little bit about herself and what she's going to be teaching at the conference. Athena is obviously not with me today. She is at the NRB conference in Nashville, and they are just enjoying their time walking the showroom floor and meeting people and talking to people and making connections. And she is actually going to, she actually met Priscilla Shire today and her dad. So that's kind of cool. BJ got a picture with them. So super fun. You can check out her Facebook to see that. But she will be back again with me next week. So we can look forward to having her here. So as we engage in conversation about our conference that is coming up, Greater Things, Trusting God in Our Calling, I just wanted to remind you, good afternoon, Teresa, glad you're here, that our calling is twofold. Our first calling is the calling to a holy life. And our second calling is the calling to the mission. So our life has to be in a place where God can use us in order for us to really step into our calling and do what He is asking us to do. And so we're going to be talking a lot about that at the conference. Also, I wanted you to be reminded, and many of you remember that we have Logos Software now, Faith Life, as one of our sponsors. And so they're going to be there at the conference doing some things, but we're also going to offer some post-conference workshops. So once you are part of this Greater Things conference, you are invited to do that as well. Now today, I conducted our faculty meeting for our conference and got to meet with our amazing women that are going to be coming and teaching and training you, and they are excited. And I can tell you that that is probably one of my favorite moments of the conference, is being able to hop into that call. And it's the one time, because it's virtually, that we all get to connect and be together and just learn a little bit about one another and meet each other, and then share what God is doing within the teaching that we're going to bring. So that went really well today, and they're excited to be with you. So today I'm going to bring one of our faculty members on, and that is Lori Roeleveld. And I'm just going to let you know a little bit about her. She describes herself as just another woman following Jesus in a small town in the smallest state in her own way. So hold on, sorry. I am having a little bit of issue with some tech stuff, and it won't let me see, but oh well. Things are popping on my screen that I'm not sure about. So Lori is a blogger, a Jesus follower. She likes making comfortable Christians continually late for dinner, and you'll see the creativeness in her website. If you go there, it's really fun to read. She is a part-time giant slayer, and she is not available for children's parties. So I'm going to welcome to the screen Lori. Lori, so good to have you with us today.
Thanks. It's great to be here. And just like it says, this is making me late for dinner. I'm in Rhode Island. It was funny when you said that. I was like, oh yeah, I can tell my husband. There you go. I did it again.
Yes, I'm sorry that we're making you late for dinner, but I'm so thankful that you are here with us. So on your website, I'm just going to ask you this question first, because you are one of the most creative people that I can tell from just even glancing at it. And you have something on your website about hobbits. So what is it about hobbits that attracted you to using that?
Oh yeah, so I use the tagline "Disturber of Hobbits" because many people know hobbits are from the Lord of the Rings series, and hobbits are like a very lovely people, and they love to be comfortable. They like their meals on time. In fact, they have like second breakfast and 11sies and that kind of thing. And they are scared of adventures. They think adventures make you late for dinner. And yet when hobbits went on adventures, they came back realizing like, oh, adventures are good. And so I feel like that's a great description of the Western church, that we can get very comfortable and we can want our meals on time and think adventures are nasty things. And yet when Jesus comes knocking at our door and one of us goes on one, we come back going, no, it's great. It is scary, but it's great.
It
So
is.
that's the story of my life, sort of going with Jesus, kicking and screaming like, this isn't what I thought I signed up for. And then like but being really excited and wanting to get other people late for dinner too.
Oh, I love that. It is so true because most of us walk in, especially like a lot of the women even coming to the conference, like even signing up. I had a friend actually sign up today for the conference. And when I met with her on Monday to encourage her, she was just like, I just don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if this is for, and it's like, just try it. Like God is going to have something amazing for you. If he is calling you to it, he is going to be with you the entire way through your journey. So, yeah, it is a scary calling that we have, and it is scary sometimes to follow Jesus, but it is the best life ever for sure. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Lori. I gave you a little description, but tell us something maybe that I didn't talk about.
No, I'm a writer, a blogger, speaker. I'm a coach. I work with authors and communicators to do some coaching and certified through ASA for Christian communicators. I have 4 published books, mostly nonfiction. I have a 5th one coming out sometime in 2022. It's hard to know these days with everything that's going on in the world and paper shortages, but it's scheduled to come out in 2022. And I do, writing for Crosswalk, for Guideposts. So I have a day job and I have a family. So my husband and I have been married for 34 years now, almost 34 years. And we have grown kids. We live in Rhode Island.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So you have lots of free time then, right?
It is kind of crazy. My day job gives me some flexibility. I work 35 hours, so I work 4 long days, and then I have Fridays off, so I can go speak places, or the weekend is all about writing. And thank you, Jesus, for Sabbath, because I do take a Sabbath and just absolutely relax one day a week and worship and spend time with the Lord.
Nice. So important for sure. So we are really excited to have you at the conference. I remember last year when you spoke, just so inspiring. And I cannot wait for these ladies that haven't heard you before to be able to hear you speak. So what are you going to teach on at our conference?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is short rights. And those writing short is something that never goes away, even if you're a novelist. We sort of think about, we always tell people to start writing short, and people think one day they'll like grow up from writing short and write full length books, and then that'll go away. But it doesn't ever go away. It's an important skill. So I want to talk about the power, the prevalence, and the possibilities of short rights, and some of the tricks to making sure that your short rights pack a punch, and just really open up people's eyes for how much God can do through short writing. One of my blog posts from 2014 was read by over 2 million people, and it was read in churches that Sunday. And so it's not likely that a book I write will be get that kind of movement. So we never know what God's going to use, and we need to be ready wherever He's assigned us to pick up that assignment and go.
Right. I love that. That's going to be a really good topic. And you know what? It's actually sometimes hard to write short rights because we have like these huge ideas. And so for you to be able to help us like really make those ideas concise and be able to place them in a blog type of a post, that would be
it is very hard to write short. I know that people say I hear people telling beginning writers, well, try writing for the upper room or our daily bread. And I'm just like, do you have any idea how hard it is to say something meaningful and interesting in 250 or 300 words? It's a great challenge. It's important, but that is actually harder, I think, many times than writing a full length.
right. I completely agree with you. I definitely have the issue of using too many words, and so having to go back. Instagram is really good at helping you keep it short because they only allow you a certain amount of characters. So
Right.
practices that I use. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for sure. So as you are here with our listeners today, what can you encourage them with, or what tip could you leave with them?
Yeah, I will. My whole writing journey has been about persevering. Don't quit. If God gave you the gift of writing, I want you to believe right now that He designed you for these times and He's assigned you to these times. And so it's really important that you be available, that you write the best that you can, and that you have an open mind about how God may use your writing, but believe that you are meant to be, as hard as these times are, and these are pretty scary times, but we need you because God decided we need, like He decided we needed a Carol right here, right now, using her gift for Him.
I love
Trust that.
Yeah, that is so true. Just keep on. And that's one of the verses that we actually used for our, you know, the calling that God has on us is to keep pressing, like press towards that goal. Keep going. Keep your eyes on Jesus, because He is going to allow you to finish what He has started in you. I mean, He began a good work, right? Is faithful to lead it in us. And so we can continue on till we see that to completion, that perseverance. I love that so much.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah, my writing looks nothing like what I thought it would look like, and yet I wouldn't change a thing.
Right. I think all of us, when we really step into our calling, the calling God has for us, the dreams God has for us, does look different. And we just have to be willing to be obedient and to be watchful and not to miss the opportunities that He does open for us because we're so focused on our idea.
Right.
So, well, Lori, thank you so much for being with us, and enjoy your dinner out with your husband tonight.
Thank you. Thanks.
We look forward to seeing you in about 3 weeks, and we'll pop into that conference and get some really good teaching from you. So,
All right.
thank you so much.
Thanks, Carol.
You're welcome. All right. Well, I cannot wait for you to hear Lori teach. She was such an inspiration last time. I remember just being engaged the entire time she was speaking. So make sure that you are there for her. I will be sending out to those of you who are registered a detailed schedule, so you know when everybody is speaking in the next week. We're still moving and tweaking a tiny bit, but we almost have it all figured out. So I will be doing that for you. I wanted to remind you that as you begin to think about or maybe sign up for the conference, there are 3 options, and the first option is only $47. So $47 is amazing for 3 days of content. And the thing that's different about our conference is our content is not pre-recorded. It is live. So you're going to get live interaction, which is awesome. We have a pre-conference session that I want to invite you to. So you're not going to have to wait until the end of March to get your first conference session. On March 19th, which is almost 2 weeks before, we are going to have a pre-conference Zoom. So you're going to get personal interaction with Annette Reeder, who is going to teach on why everyone should be on YouTube. And she's going to use some of our own ladies as personal examples of using their platform and what they have already placed and created, and say, okay, this is how you could use on a YouTube channel or to be able to monetize it even. We also have Courtney Richard, and she is going to be teaching on building a boss blogging brand. And we all know that branding is so important and blogging is important in our writing. And so how do we navigate the two and make them be effective? And then last but not least, we have Bethany Jett, and she is going to be teaching on ghostwriting and how you can be a ghostwriter, but also how you can make it a lucrative job for you and be able to bring in money and be able to use your gifts in a way that will bless someone else that you're writing for, as well as give you some income. So in order to be a part of that, you need to sign up by next Tuesday. That's the 15th. And then the session, the Zoom session, will be on Saturday, March 19th at 9 a.m. in the morning Pacific time, noon Eastern time. And we will gather and just have a great time together. So I hope that you will be there for that session. All right. Well, that's what I have for you today. You can sign up for shewritesforhimconference.com. Sign up for the conference and be a part of all the training that is coming. Sign-ins are coming great, so we would love to have you join us. And then Athena will be on next Tuesday when she returns from Nashville with Afternoons with Athena, and she's going to do a special segment on children's books. So if you've ever thought about writing a children's book, or you think writing a children's book would be really easy, we're going to have one of our children's editors on from our Redemption Press editing team, as well as Dory, our managing editor. And then we're going to interview Stacy, who wrote the book Good One God, which is a beautiful children's book. And so she's going to be on as well. So we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. And I thank you for joining me and for joining Lori today. We will be back next Thursday with a few other of our faculty members, and look forward to seeing you then. So I'm going to pray for us, and then we will go. Father, thank you for this moment we've had together, for the women that are watching now and will watch later. God, I just ask that you would even now be preparing our hearts for this conference and for what you have for us as we trust you within our calling. And it's because of Jesus we can pray these things. Amen. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Bye for now.